They are taking action. The Biden administration and several House Democrats are determined to put money back into the pockets of the American people. This new plan could help ease the strain of inflation, and for many households, it will benefit so many people. Congressional Democrats are now teaming up with the Biden administration and a progressive advocacy group to turn policy efforts to curb junk fees into a political rallying cry, betting that a small kitchen table issue will resonate with voters. Joe Biden promised this year in his State of the Union address that he's targeting to unexpected fees and tack down on things like plane and concert tickets, hotel rooms, and hospital bills. Biden has worked with major businesses to see the pricing is more transparent and about the fees. Now, more than a dozen House Democrats around the country plan to hold events organized with help from the Progressive Change Institute to promote the administration's effort to curb the junk fees. Events have already happened in Detroit, Philadelphia, New Jersey, and New Mexico. Similar efforts are planned in coming weeks in Pittsburgh, New York, and Las Vegas, as well as Wisconsin. Even Representative Hakeem Jeffries of New York, a Democratic House leader, said hidden and deceptive junk fees cost Americans billions of dollars, and House Democrats will continue to work with President Biden to fight these excessive fees, hold corporations accountable, and lower the cost for families across the country. We see folks that the Democrats and the Republicans both want to help out the American people, but actually, will they get the job done this time? Now, Representative Elisa Stonkin, a swing district Democrat, is now running for the Senate and planning on an event in a few weeks for the administration. She and fellow Democrats have referred to seat assignment fees and saying that she was taken aback to see airlines charging more for you to sit down next to your child. And now, this is part of Biden economics, the president's effort to stimulate the economy by increasing social spending in ways he can strengthen the middle class. It could ease the sting of inflation, which has moderated in recent months but remains high. It may also help bridge the gap between an economy that many metrics show is strong, with low unemployment rates and wages rising, and polling out such as this that many Americans don't even view it as a positive for Democrats. So, Biden said at a fundraiser that we've gotten in a position to show people what we've done. It takes time for people to realize why they're here. And the Biden administration has also used executive action to try to limit ticketing and medical fees and used federal agencies to try to curb unexpected changes in banking, airlines, and other sectors. The president has announced in June that the company executives, excluding those from Live Nation Entertainment, the parent company of Ticketmaster and SeatGeek, have agreed to disclose more ticketing fees up front so consumers have a better idea of the final price. Even the House Democrats have introduced a bill to crack down on unexpected fees at their events. The Progress for Change campaign was closely allied with Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren. It was built around championing consumer protections and promoting progressive causes through economic populism, combating unexpected fees that could be an extension of that theme, with appeals for progressives but also moderate Democrats and swing voters. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, the party's House campaign arm, says its members are spending the current recess trumpeting the economic impact of Biden-championed legislation. They continue to promote domestic mass microchip production and the Inflation Reduction Act, which advance green energy and help so many people in America. But some lawmakers are including competitive districts and are pointing to quelling junk fees as a pocketbook issue that voters will feel is very important to take care of.
Voted for it. You know, and I know my colleagues know this, and I've had 7 of my former Republican colleagues in the Senate come to me and say they agreed with us. But I promised I'd never say the names, and I never will tell anybody. But the reason they did that was they said, Joe, if I vote for X, Y, or Z, they're going to primary and it'll cost me my election. Not a lot of political courage, but an explanation of why there's a lot of people who believe what we're doing is right, but just are a little worried in this environment. In fact, Republicans have repeatedly tried to repeal key parts of the Inflation Reduction Act, including the Speaker of the House now, taking credit for the billions of dollars in private investments and thousands of...
The key is getting his $973 billion deal passed involves taking a case straight to the voters. While Republicans and Democrats might squabble in Washington, Biden's theory is that lawmakers of both parties want to deliver for their constituents. White House officials negotiated the compromise with a bipartisan group of senators led by Republican Rob Portman of Ohio and Democrat Kirsten Sinema of Arizona. The agreement features $109 billion on roads and highways, $15 billion on electric vehicle infrastructure and transit systems, and $65 billion toward broadband. among other spending on airports, drinking water system, in an effort to take down climate change. The White House officials negotiated a compromise with a bipartisan group of senators, led by Republican Rob Portman and Kirsten Sinema.
There is a move not to preserve Social Security from those on the other side of the aisle, too many of them, but to end it.
The president intends to pass additional initiatives on education and families, as well as tax increases on the wealthy and corporations through the budget reconciliation process. This would allow the passage of President Biden's priorities by a simple majority vote, avoiding the 60-vote hurdle and a Senate split evenly between Democrats and Republicans. But during a town hall meeting, Maryland Governor Larry Hogan toward House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer for holding the bipartisan infrastructure bill endorsed by Biden in order to gain leverage on other spending bills. Larry Hogan spoke about the $953 billion infrastructure bill that was endorsed by Biden, saying the plan will put Americans back to work and will improve the American infrastructure. Hogan called the bipartisan bill a moment for us to show the American people that Congress is able to work together to deliver bipartisan, common sense solutions to all of our problems. What are your thoughts on Speaker Pelosi, everybody, and Chuck Schumer? Are they doing all that it takes to help out the American people like you and I? Leave a comment down below, folks, saying yes or no. Governor Hogan also stated that they're holding the bill as leverage for other spending bills, that we can debate about whether these are worthwhile proposals or not, but they have nothing to do with infrastructure and they don't have bipartisan support. The governor of Maryland then talked about President Biden, saying that instead of taking the huge win that he seemed to have wanted to make happen, President Biden is risking the derailing of the bipartisan agreement. Well, folks, the White House pointed to comments that Press Secretary Jen Psaki made on Tuesday, where she stated that Biden made clear that he's going to work his heart out on getting both bills across the finish line. In regards to your tax refunds, folks, the March American Rescue Plan excludes the first $10,200 of unemployment benefits as non-taxable income. The tax agency said at least 13 million people who filed their tax returns before the change in law took place may be eligible for a refund. The tax break is for those who earned less than $150,000 in AGI, or just the gross income. The $10,200 is the amount of income exclusion for single filers, not the amount of the refund. The amount of the refund will vary per person depending on overall income, tax bracket, and how much earnings came from unemployment benefits. Folks, that's all the news in this video. And if you guys found this video useful and helpful, feel free to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. As always, everybody, I truly appreciate everybody's amazing support. Until next time, have a great day and stay safe.
To salute the chairman of the Transportation Infrastructure Committee, Chairman Peter DeFazio.